You've got the NCAA champion right. You got the Super Bowl champion right. You also got the college basketball champion right. You know what? I'm even going to throw in the Masters in there. But your parlay, the futures bet that you put in, all comes down to just one game. Maybe the NBA Finals, maybe the World Cup, maybe the MLB World Series. But you've put in a parlay, you've put in a bet, and you're trying to figure out, when is it a good time to cash out? And if I do cash out, am I pussy? Hey, I got you. In this video, I'm gonna break down when you should be thinking about cashing out on your pending bet, or when you should let it ride. What's up, guys? It's your boy Noble Living, back with another DYF Bets video where I'm breaking down just ways that you can become a better bettor as we're just trying to beat the sports books together. Now, I know many of you guys have seen Marco Piemonte, right? The guy who puts $100,000 to make $1 million on a parlay, and he says he never cashes out. I know you see other people on gambling Twitter, on Surgical Stream, whatever the case may be, saying that if you cash out, you pussy, you soft, you're scared. But is there ever a good time for you to actually think about cashing out? I actually contend that there are many times where you should think about cashing out, not just on parlays that are coming down to its last leg, or not just even on future bets. There are just times when you have a bet that's pending, and there should be times where you think about actually cashing out because of the money that you're set to gain, not from what you're set to win. Now, I'm about to break this down for you guys in a little bit more detail, but this is a mistake that I see many beginning handicappers make, and that is they put in a bet, they let it ride, and they let it ride till the wheels fall off. If that's just who you are, if you're just somebody who's like, hey, I'm gambling anyway, I'm betting anyway, I don't even care if I win or lose. Obviously, I want to win, but if I lose, I won't be heartbroken. All right, kudos to you. I love your resilience. I love your strength. But let's be honest, not all of us are like that out there. Some of us, when we put in a bet, we're a little bit biting our nails. We're a little bit nerve-wracked. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't want to see us lose this money. And if you're a little bit more risk adverse, then I bet that cashing out on certain picks and plays might be the best thing for you. But the first thing that you need to do is just analyze your overall situation. Marco Piemonte is a great example of this, because this is a guy that we've seen made millions of dollars off of sports betting on YouTube, on Instagram, and I follow him, and I love the parlays that he puts together. I love the exhilarating energy that he gives the sports betting space. But let's be honest, most of us, one, aren't millionaires. Two, we don't own a set of car dealerships that also can help bring in additional revenue. And I don't know Marco's situation, so I'm not calling him out specifically. But all I'm saying is, when you see sometimes people like Dave Portnoy putting out big bets, or you see some of these individuals have these huge parlays pending, they can afford to cash out. But can you? If you put together a magical future slip like the one that I just broke down, where you got the college football champion right, you got the Super Bowl champion right, you got the Masters championship right, and all it's now coming down is to maybe the college basketball championship, or maybe the Major League World Series, whatever the case may be, and you look at that payout, and they're giving you, let's just say, a cash out for $500,000, and let's just say you put together that parlay, let's just say you put down $1,000 to win maybe, let's just say, $1 million. I'm just using round numbers, okay? And that payout right now is $500,000. If that $500,000 is going to change your life, if it is more money than you've ever touched before, if it's something that's going to really change your financial future and your situation, you should cash out and take the money. It's just like Deal or No Deal, and you have two cases left, and one is for $1 and the other one's for $1 million, but the banker tells you that he's willing to give you $500,000. What are you going to do? I get it. We're risk takers. I get it. We're gamblers. But not all the time do we have to gamble that way. So what I would like you to do is analyze your current situation and ask yourself if the payout that you're going to get, not from winning the bet, just from what the cash out offer is enough to change your situation and worth it to you. I would take the cash out. Why? Because you can live to fight another day. You make your money, and you can always reinvest that. You can always grow more capital, but you know what you can't grow? A goose egg, a zero. So because of that, if you have some skin in the game, then it might be a good chance that you just take out your original investment, or you take the bread, and then you now have the ability to have a clear mind on how best to move forward. Now, the second thing that you're going to want to do after you analyze your overall situation is actually rate the cash out, right? And what do I mean by that? Is sometimes we're seeing some crazy cash outs out there, right? Somebody has $1 million parlay pending, but the cash out they're trying to give you is $100,000. That means you're leaving $900,000 on the table, and it might come down to one leg left in the parlay. At that point, you might consider, all right, let me hold on and let me see if I can win the million. Why? Because you're leaving $900,000 on the table. But sometimes it's not like that. The cash out offers sometimes the book gives you, depending on where you're looking at the cash out, depends on what's pending, how close you are to the desired result. They can give you some really handsome payouts, some really nice cash outs, and it's really worth considering. So what I would do is I would rate the current cash out, not only based on your current situation, but also based on the payout as well, or the payoff, and then also the odds of the thing that is the last leg or the thing that you're waiting on to happen is actually going to happen. Like if you're going to take a 16 seed to win the NCAA tournament as your last leg to your parlay, you might want to cash out because we've never seen a 16 seed win the NCAA tournament before, right? Let's be honest. But if you're waiting on the last leg of your parlay to cash and it's for the Houston Astros to win the World Series or the New York Yankees, a team that you probably think is going to win the World Series anyway, then you might consider letting it ride if the cash out amount that they're giving you is not enough. Now, the third thing that you're going to want to do is compare the current cash out opportunity to the payout. And I kind of mentioned that before, and that's just so you can understand where you are right now, what is the potential for you to currently gain, but what is the ultimate victory that you're looking to accomplish and achieve, and what are the odds of that actually happening? And if that doesn't happen, where are you going to be situated, right? Obviously, if it doesn't happen, you're going to lose all the money, but if you lose all the money and it was a $1 to win $1 million parlay, then at the end of the day, you only lose $1, right? So those are some of the things that you really want to consider when you're thinking about taking a cash out, is not just your overall situation, but rate the current cash out and then also compare it to what the payoff is going to be. But the last two things that I want you to think about, right, is when you're considering taking a cash out or when you're thinking about letting it ride, look and see if there are some no risk arbitrage / hedge opportunities out there. And what do I mean by that? Sometimes you can hedge off of the current bet and you can always finish in plus profit. What do I mean by that? So here's an example. I took a baseball parlay the other day. I had 4 legs pending on the parlay. I hit 3 of the legs. The last leg that I was waiting on to hit, the underdog in that game, I had taken the favorite, was at really good plus money value. Let's just say it was at plus 150 value. So this is the thing. I'm waiting on the last leg of the parlay to hit so I can get my payout, but I could also put money on the underdog. So just in case they do win and it blows my whole parlay, guess what? I get them at plus money value, at really good value at plus 150. So at this point, I'm guaranteed to win. So sometimes what I like to do is I like to hedge off of my original investment or off my original parlay. Let's just say I put in a parlay here for $100, okay, at plus 500, right? So that means $100 is going to win me $500. Let's just say that underdog, like I just mentioned, is at plus 150. What I might do is, because I know that I'm set to win $500, I might put $200 on the underdog. So just in case if it does lose, right, I've only lost 100, which was my original investment in the parlay. But if it wins, guess what? Now I've made $200 or $250, $300 on the plus 150 that I just put on the 200, right? So now I'm guaranteed profit. Now, on the other side of that, the flip side of that is if that parlay ends up winning and I end up losing the underdog bet, then guess what? I've risked 100 to win 500. I hedged with 200, so technically I lose 200, but guess what? I still finish up 300 because I hedged off of it, and it's a no risk loss. I basically win either way. So that's another thing that I want you guys to take a look at and say, okay, if I do hedge off of this parlay, if I do hedge off of this bet, is there a way that I'm going to guarantee myself profit so this way I can finish in the green regardless of what happens? And then the last thing that you want to do is think about, are there ways that you can indirectly hedge? What do I mean by that? So let's just say you're taking a futures bet and you're waiting on the last leg of your bet to pen, which is the Philadelphia Phillies to win the World Series. Let's just say that's what the bet that you're waiting on after you've cashed in on a few other bets, right? What you can do is, because the World Series is a 7-game series, you can try to find other ways that you can hedge off of that bet. So for an example, you might take the American League team, the team that the Phillies are facing, on the first 2 games of the series to win. Why? Because you know if they win the first 2 games of the series, your cash out is going to be lessened because now the Phillies are down 0-2 and the chances of them winning the series are a lot lower. So your cash out's going to go down, but you've hedged off of it by taking the opposing team to win the first 2 games. You see how that kind of works on like that? You've indirectly taken a hedge. Now, sometimes when you take this indirect approach, it doesn't always work out for you, because if you had taken the other team, the Phillies go up 2-0, guess what? You've now just eaten into your profits because you've taken the other team twice. They've lost twice, but your payout, your cash out, is going to be higher. Why? Because the Phillies are up 2-0 now, and now the books are going to give you much better value for your parlay, much better value for your ticket. Why? Because you're that close to winning the bet. So these are some of the things that you want to think about when you're considering taking a cash out or not. Don't always think that you're being scared. Don't always think that you're taking a cop out or the easy way out, or being thumping on your chest that I always ride, I never cash out. That's cool. And again, a lot of times the people who say that, they can afford to not cash out. They can afford to take that risky bet, put $200 trying to make $2,000. But the thing is, if that $200 puts your bankroll at 0, if you lose that bet and that $200 puts you in a position where you're hurting, then guess what? It's not worth it. It's not worth the risk. So always keep that in mind when you're thinking about taking a cash out option, is if you have the ability and it changes your current situation, to take the cash out. So analyze your current situation, rate the cash out opportunity, and actually see if it's worth it. And then compare that to what happens if you actually let the bet ride out, and what would happen if you get the full payout. But then when you're looking and thinking about these options, consider if there's ways that you can hedge off of it completely risk-free. So either way, you're going to finish in the green, you're going to win. And then you can also consider if there are other indirect ways that you can hedge off of the bet, even if it's not just completely perfect arbitrage opportunity where you're going to finish win-win. But at the same time, you give yourself a chance to recoup something if that bet does lose. So this way you're not finishing with zilch 0. But always remember, this betting game is a 0 or 100 game. You win or you lose. You don't get anything for just in between. So there's going to be times where you're going to have to play the numbers. You're going to have to play the margins, so that way you can eat a little bit in the middle. I appreciate you guys for watching this video. I hope that it helps you in your sports betting journey. If you're interested in more videos like this, smash that subscribe button and tune in every single week, really every single day, because every single day I'm giving you guys daily betting videos, but I also drop educational videos like this, so this way we can improve as sports bettors and we can continue to crush the sports book together. I can't wait to see you continue to make money, and don't be scared to cash out that next time. It's your boy Noble Living. Let's continue to run that bag up together, my friends, and let's dictate your fate and get to that cheddar. Later, gang.